I'm gonna play the theme song again real quick, okay?
Yep.
All right.
Hello, welcome to the Worst Movie Ever Made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind: to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Stockman. I'm joined by my co-host and fellow mad scientist, Rob Scucci and Bob Hassick. Hey guys, how are you? And Bob, take it away. This is your bonus episode.
All right, so for loyal listeners of the show, you guys know that we had a B movie season, and within that B movie season, we found The Room to be the worst movie ever made. And if you haven't seen The Room, do yourself a favor and go out and watch it. Maybe have some friends watch it with you, and if you're lucky, you will attend a 20. Oh shoot, is it 20th or 25th? 25th anniversary screening of the movie, hosted by Greg Sestero, the co-star and co-creator of the movie The Room, and the author of the book about the movie called The Disaster Artist. And that's what I was. I was fortunate enough to see this for $15 measly. I was able to go to a group viewing of The Room with Greg Sestero there. He did a meet and greet. He did a Q&A. It was pretty much a dream come true for me. So what I'm here to do is just give you like the experience of what it was, because they may be coming to your city and you may have a chance to see this. And we're gonna make sure we at Greg Sestero on this episode promo, so he doubtfully listens to our episode while traveling from one city to another, because he is on a nationwide and as far as I can tell, in some ways, a world tour promoting the 20th or 25th anniversary of this.
I think it came out in 2003. I think so. It's 20th.
20th. Okay,
20th
anniversary.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I should know this. I was there. Okay, so I can't speak for the entire tour, but basically what happened when I went to the viewing was I got into, it was like a bar / like venue.
Okay.
Kind of like your local dive bar / like stage.
Let's call it, for the sake of the show, let's call it a packed arena.
Let's call it a packed ass cheek arena. And there were a bunch of folding chairs because it was not an arena. It was the most uncomfortable seating I've ever. That's the only negative review I have of the entire event.
Were they like those fold out like metal chairs where there's no cushion at all?
Yes.
Oh my god! So like 90s wrestling in your local high school chairs.
I lost the feeling in my feet many times during this viewing. Okay. So when I sat down, it was first come first serve as far as seats go, and they had videos playing on the screen. It was like 60s, 70s, 80s videos. Some of them were educational videos. Some of them were like those warnings, like don't smoke pot. Some of them were promos for movies and TV shows that were coming out. Some were commercials, and a lot of them had famous people before they were famous. It was awesome. It was fucking awesome. And people were laughing. It was just a great group experience.
Yeah.
Then there was like an intro by a local comedy troupe that was like presenting this. So here's what was fun. Have you guys ever been to a live showing of the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
No.
Unfortunately, I have not.
Me neither. But I've read about them many times, and like people throw things at the screen, they recite lines, they basically interact with the show.
Yeah.
In this one, they announced ahead of time what you do if you've never been to The Room live.
Okay, wow.
Like
And
a talk
every
show
time-
taping, with like the
Yeah.
applause. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
every scene when Denny walks in, we're all supposed to say, "Hi, Denny." And not only did we, he walks into the scene so many times. It made it so much fun. And then when he left, we all say, "Bye, Denny." And that was that was literally my favorite part of the thing. And then like they talked about throwing spoons at the screen.
Were
I
there
guess
spoons?
so. Two people dressed up as giant spoons to talk about this. I'm not making this up. And they basically didn't want us to damage the screen because it was an expensive screen, and like I said, it was a low budget kind of theater. And
They
they
should
said
hand out plastic spoons then.
well, they had plastic spoons, and they said if you're in the front row, throw it back. If you're in the back row, throw it forward, and if you're in the middle row, throw up. That's what they said. It was like they tried to be funny.
Cool.
So it happened occasionally, but most people didn't bring spoons. Here's the part that was kind of weird. They did a quick survey of the crowd. A good 15, 20 people in the crowd had never seen The Room at all.
No shit.
Oh, that's
what
a
are they
great
doing?
First time. Wow.
Yeah, and two of them were sitting right in front of me.
Wow. What are they doing?
I know.
But just, like, what are we gonna do on our Tuesday night? We're just gonna go to the theater for this guy who we've never seen on film before, introduce a movie we've never seen before from 20 years ago that everyone says sucks.
Yeah,
that's
really what I was thinking.
Tuesday. Yeah,
that's like a good night.
I wasn't sure if they were with other people or what the case was, but it wasn't just,
or if they were with it at all.
Yeah, maybe they were on substances. So aside from Hi Denny and Bye Denny, my other favorite thing was, you know how they had a lot of shots of the Golden Gate Bridge? They just kind of track along the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
We were supposed to chant, "Go, go, 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 go," the whole time we tracked across the bridge. It was so much fucking fun. It was just a blast. There were more things than that. But like I think every time they showed a skyline of San Francisco, we were supposed to say, "Meanwhile in San Francisco."
Okay.
There were so many things. I couldn't remember all of them, but those are the three that stuck out because those were the ones that made me laugh the most. Now, Chris said to me, if I met him, I should say, "Oh, hi, Mark." As soon as he came out on stage before the movie briefly, and he said, "Oh, hi, Pittsburgh." And
oh, nice.
And we all said, "Oh, hi, Mark,"
or
hi, Greg. It was a mixture between Greg and Mark. I said Greg because I felt like he would rather hear Greg, I guess.
Probably, yeah.
So yeah, it was.
That's what. But fuck him. That's what got him famous.
Exactly.
The fact
it was
that
fun
every
with the
single
crowd.
one of you sitting in these uncomfortable chairs paid $15 for one plastic spoon and the pleasure of his company is because he was Mark. You should have said Mark.
Yeah.
So the movie played and it was fun, and then afterwards it was like a short break. Then Greg came on the stage for a Q&A, which was informative. It really was. Like, if you've read any interviews with him or read his book or saw The Disaster Artist, most of this was not a surprise. But he had a couple good stories about Tommy that made me laugh. His impression was spot on. He did a great impression of Tommy. I'm trying to think of any particular stories that maybe we hadn't heard before, but again, without recording it, I don't remember exactly what the stories were. But then during the Q&A, they showed a trailer for his newest movie. It's a sci-fi horror movie that have yet.
Shark, like a big shark or something?
No, it's like an alien movie. It's on Tubi, actually.
No shit.
So you can see it for free. I think I have it bookmarked here. It's called Miracle Valley.
Miracle Valley. Okay.
Miracle Valley, and it doesn't look good, but he's very proud of it, and he I guess he thought of it.
You're honest. You should have said it looks fantastic. If he got to this point in the podcast, now he's quitting on us. So during the Q&A, I moved seats to a better seat because honestly, half the crowd left before the Q&A. It was kind of surprising.
Oh, bummer.
That's wild.
Yeah, so I moved to a better seat, and the people I was behind, they were so psyched for the Miracle Valley. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna watch that. It looks really good." And I'm like, "Okay." They're
Yes.
hopeful.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're very hopeful. And then at the end of the Q&A, we got to see a trailer for the new Room remake. Have you heard about this?
No.
Bob Odenkirk's gonna be in that.
Yes, Bob
Or
Odenkirk is
was
in
that,
it.
yeah.
It's done. It's made. It's done. We got to see the entire
Okay.
Oh Hi Mark rooftop scene from the new remake.
And
So what they did was they remade it with the identical dialogue. Like they
Oh,
didn't
wow.
change.
No shit.
They didn't change a single line of dialogue, but they did it as good actors. Like Bob
Wow.
Odenkirk actually does. Bob Odenkirk plays Tommy,
Yeah.
or should I say
I got it.
Johnny?
I gotta
Johnny.
see this.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to. The
it was
minute comes out.
made. It was made 100% for charity. That's why it was made. Because I was thinking, why are they making this movie? It doesn't seem to
Right.
make sense. It was made for charity, so all the proceeds are going for charity, which is
All right.
I thought pretty smart, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And honestly, it's the scene I saw was all black and white. I'm not sure if it's actually all black and white or not, but the scene I saw was all black and white. And the guy that played opposite him, the guy that played Mark, I didn't recognize. I don't think he's a named actor.
Okay.
Okay. But it was cool. That was cool. I got to see that. And it was the entire scene. Everything from I did not hit her all the way until they left the roof.
All right.
So
Nice.
it was cool. It was cool as hell. And then, so as soon as that ended, they said, go buy the book, go say hi. And I followed him from the stage to where he was going to stand because I wanted to be the first one. I didn't want anyone else to be in line in front of me. I got to ask him 2 things from our Fact or No Fact.
Nice.
I asked him if it was his idea to keep his pants on. He said yes.
Okay. Nice.
And the other one, oh shoot, I think it had to do with the crew just being changed around. He said, yeah, totally true.
Well,
and
Bob,
then
did you ask him the question I told you to ask him?
no, I did not ask him that question.
do you want to mention, because I thought it would be really funny or informative, I should say, not funny. Sorry, Greg, but like, does he think that he would be less famous if it weren't for Tommy? Because I think he's like borderline infamous. He's just such an interesting character study, Greg Sestero, to me, because
So the reason I didn't ask him,
money.
the reason I didn't ask him that one was because he kind of answered that in the Q&A.
Did he?
I
Okay,
think
cool.
I think somebody kind of asked him, like, in that same realm of thinking, like what do you think you'd be doing if it wasn't for the room, kind of thing.
That's the thing.
And
he was an aspiring actor, so like, do you think you would have made it, or are you happy that you're as famous as you are because Tommy like accidentally made you famous?
I'm pretty sure he's very honest about timing and luck having a lot to do with it. Because so what happened was, after they made the room, is before they showed it to a mass audience in, like,
right.
For Oscar contention, he had a copy of it and he would show family and friends at like different gatherings for like a year. And they'd all just laugh at it and they'd think it was hilarious and like, no one's ever going to see this. And then, years later it becomes a cult phenomenon. So they were all in on the joke.
Okay, I was going to ask, was he presenting it like?
He was presenting it as, yes, he was.
I guess you have to if you're him.
Yeah, he knew it was bad.
Yeah.
He's like, wait till you see what the hell we did, and then people would laugh and they make jokes of it and say, hey, look at the spoons, and this is really uncomfortable sex scenes and that kind of thing,
Sure. Okay. I was just wondering, like, how attached he was to it. Like, because he still is Tommy's just such a strange character that I feel like an American would be like, fuck everybody involved. I don't understand why they don't get my vision. Like, this is a great movie. Like, Tommy is too, in the clouds to understand what actually happened to him after that movie. I don't really know. Like, how are he and Greg still on good terms,
They are. And Greg did go down a rabbit hole of research to find out Tommy's origins when he was writing the book. And I guess he got a few steps in. I guess he went to New Orleans and went to the address that Tommy Say lived at. And it was like an empty lot. It was like not a real
No
place
shit.
at all. And
no,
so
no way.
it was like 2 steps after that, he decided the mystery is better than reality. And he's just stopped
That's
researching.
fair.
Yeah, that
You
is
know,
fair.
he thought it was just better. So get this. Oh shit, now I forgot what I was gonna say. You had a good question, and it made me think of the sex scenes. Remember the music during the sex scenes, like really like uncomfortable,
Yes.
like 90s R&B.
Yeah.
Well, that originally was Bon Jovi, and basically they said we're never going to pay for Bon Jovi,
No
and
chance.
2, Bon Jovi's not going to agree to this.
Mm-mm.
So they found like some like budding teenage R&B star. They recorded the songs just for the movie.
No shit.
and those were the songs they used. And those guys actually came to the premiere.
That's
no way.
Awesome. Yeah.
I thought that was just so fucking awesome. Like good for those guys, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for them until like the entire audience is laughing at the movie they're associated with. And like, this is just gonna bomb, isn't it?
During the filming, we were supposed to try to clap along with the music during the sex scenes because it was so much in the movie.
Yeah,
and
you got to drown it out somehow. So uncomfortable.
Yeah, but anyway, it was. I hope you got a good idea of what the event was like, and that we did pick this as a worst movie, and that Disaster Artist deserved to be in our good movie because it's just one of the best documentaries of a filmmaking of a B movie production that's ever existed.
Like a mockumentary.
Yeah, I mean, it was just so well documented of what happened, and honestly, that movie was very, very true to form. Like it had almost no lies in it whatsoever. There was very few things in the Disaster Artist movie that weren't fact.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
So I thought that was kinda cool.
I am glad that you informed me. If they do come to like New Haven or Hartford, I will probably go. I'll bring my own spoons. How's that? Just hide them in my pocket or something. And I won't damage the screen. Yeah. Yeah, might as well. Some tasting spoons. All right, cool, Bob. Thank you for letting us know what went down. We were hoping that Greg would interview, but that was almost just as good. You got to ask him a couple questions. He answered.
Well, I got a photo. I got a couple photos, and I got a photo with him.
True.
So we'll put that on socials.
Yeah,
and we can put that as the promo photo for the episode instead of our typical stuff.
That's smart. Let's do that.
Yeah. And,
all right. Thanks so much again for listening. Rob, go ahead. Do your thing.
Yeah. You can find us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. I'm reluctant to repeat this because we're filming this back to back from our regular episode, but I got to treat it like a separate episode. So if you go to www.theworstmovieevermade.com, you could see we're on Spotify, Google Play, we're on Amazon and Audible now. We're on all the regular big podcast apps. Just search The Worst Movie Ever Made. You'll find us. We're on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. There's an envelope you can click in the bottom that resembles a piece of mail, and that's for email. And we would like some emails with film suggestions because as we scrape the bottom of the barrel, we end up watching movies like Moonfall. And we would like to watch things that aren't Moonfall.
Ever again. I promise I will never watch that again.
Yes. So that's all I got. Chris, you have a final word?
Ooh, do I have a final word? How about in a few minutes, bitch?
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Yes.
It's the 6th time we listened to the theme song tonight.
Chris, I felt special because at the movie, everyone kind of knew the lines and were saying them along with them. But in a few minutes, bitch was one of the only ones that I was the only person laughing out loud when they said it.
It's so funny. I don't
so
know how that's possible. Everyone should have been laughing.
Yeah. All right. See you later, my saddles.
Oh no.